I've been together with my husband 12 years. I lived with him for 2 years before we got married, so we've been together a long time.
In photographs, Joanne Walpin looks like a happy wife, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
Were there happy times in your marriage?
Oh yeah, in the beginning it was great fun. First 2.5 years were wonderful.
And then what happened?
Then we got married.
She says her marriage was rocky from the get-go and only got worse when her husband had an affair. But they stayed together unhappily for years.
What a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. It is a mess.
And yet, sadly, your story is not unusual.
No, it's not unusual. I know so many people like me.
Just last week, a Women's Day magazine AOL poll of 3,000 married women revealed 36% of them would not marry their husbands again if given the chance. Another 20% said they weren't sure if they would or not.
I feel the same. I wouldn't marry my husband again.
The causes of unhappiness have to do, first of all, with the concept of marriage itself. That the Cinderella expectation that one person is going to satisfy all your needs and wants in life and in marriage.
Sherry Donovan is a divorce attorney and author of Hit 'em Where It Hurts, a Take No Prisoner's Guide to Divorce.
So many of us as little girls are raised with the fairy tales. We're raised with the expectation about love is one man or one person who will sweep us all off our feet and make us happy. Then what happens, of course, is that all those expectations are not met. And the lack of emotional support and neglect issues come into play.
Why do women stay in these marriages if they don't particularly like their husbands?
Some of it's cultural. Some of it is that they look at it as a shame to be divorced. Believe it or not, even in this age.
The United States has the highest divorce rate in the world. Current statistics show that nearly 50% of marriages these days end. So why are there so many unhappy relationships? Although 27% of the women polled said their marital disputes came from financial disagreements, it's the little things that seem to count. 51% say their marital fights stem from what they call just petty issues.
The survey also shows that a whopping 31% of women suspect their husbands of cheating on them.
That has an enormous impact on the marriage, does it not?
Well, there's the lack of trust issue. And then instead of focusing on the positives in the relationship, you're focused on the negative. But usually when there's a suspicion, there's something that's a problem in the marriage.
Sherry believes the pressure on the modern woman to balance a career with family life is shaking up the marriage pot.
I know many professional women making over 300 grand, but they have to be home by 6 o'clock because the son and the father cannot make the pasta.
I expect I'll have a much happier life after this.
After almost a decade of marriage, Joanne has decided to file for divorce from her husband, who offered no comment to Geraldo at large.
Women should learn to go with their instincts. If something's not right, they should speak up. I think it's really important to communicate. If you don't have a line of communication with your spouse, with your partner, you're in big trouble.